Hey there, Kissable Misters, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Marvel Boy from the Totally Awesome Hulk Build-A-Figure wave. Yes, I was really excited when this guy came out, but I was in a rush to pick him up, though I really did want him for my Dark Avengers. He was really only in Volume 1 of Dark Avengers. He bounced pretty quickly once he realized who he was on a team with. But yeah, I still needed him for the complete team. Anyhow, I still need Dark Miss Marvel and a new Hawkeye because I sold my old Hawkeye. Oops. But yeah, he is pretty neat looking. Got him at Ollie's for like $9. Pretty crazy. You can see lots of other Marvels in the wave. Pretty nice. He comes with accessories, Build-A-Figure parts. There's some comic art. Really cool. So let's bust this guy out of package. And here he is out of package, the Marvel Legends Marvel Boy. Yeah, so upon taking him out of the package, the first thing I noticed was this head sculpt. Somebody's gotten some work done, am I right? Wow. Why does he look like that? I like the hair, but man, those cheekbones, that jaw, what is... He has had some plastic surgery done for sure. I do like the body sculpt and the paint. It looks pretty good. It's clean for the most part. Kind of wish this belt was maybe glued down right above the articulation, but it's whatever. I can live with it. But it is that nice molded gold. Here is some painted metallic gold on his bands here. Metallic gold on the shoulders. You know, fully painted on the back. Pretty cool. Articulation's probably about what you would expect. His head goes up good enough for a flying pose. Also down pretty decently far, side to side with a little wobble. You know I like a wobble to it. You got some butterfly joints which move really well. Up and down on the arms. Wish it could come up a little higher, but it's alright because you'll have it high up like this probably. But then also a bicep swivel, a double as in elbow bend, and then side to side on the wrists here with a rotation on said wrists. You have an ab crunch which is painted all the way up, which is really nice. So that's good. Waist swivel. In and out on the legs, forward on the legs, but not really back. Hasbro is still using hard plastic bussies instead of rubber bussy coverings like McFarlane and NECA do, which restricts articulation. We have thigh cut right there, nice swivel. We have a double knee bend, a boot swivel, up and down on the feeties, an ankle pivot, and peg holes on the bottom of the feet for a stand if you would like to use one. And I've already damaged the paint. That is not a good sign. I just opened him and the paint's already damaged. Wonderful. Not a great sign, my dude. I guess that's what happens when you paint the inner thigh. I would know. Wink. Accessory wise, you see he has two holding hands. I would have liked another pair of hands, but we did not get one. He also has his big old cosmic blasters. They have these two little pinholes in them as if they intended to include a blasting like energy effect, which they did not do, which is very interesting to me. Here's a NECA Shin Godzilla beam effect in the gun. It stays in a little bit, not completely, as you can see. Now, a recent review of mine was the Invisible Phantom Ranger from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection line, which is a Hasbro line. So let's see if his blaster effect fits in there. And it kind of does perfectly. That's interesting. Maybe they did intend to include some kind of effect like this, but the Lightning Collection ones work in it very well. But maybe they had budget cuts on this guy, which I guess would make sense. He's not the most popular guy, but I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't have included that hole on these if they weren't going to include an effect like that. And I do wish he had just like fist hands as well. And because of the big sides on them, I thought they'd be harder to get in his hands than a normal figure, but they were really just as easy as a normal Marvel Legend, and they stay in his hands very well because of that big loop. So yeah, you know, I'm definitely going to display him with both. I was going to anyway, but you know, I'm not really worried about him dropping them. Also, I realized who I think he looks like, and it's Justin Bieber. And now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the review, size comparisons. Here he is with some other relatively recent Hasbro Marvel Legends. This is actually a Squadron Supreme 2-pack that I reviewed recently. You have Hyperion on the left and Dr. Spectrum on the right. Very, very cool. I quite like him. This is the normal Bucky Cap mold you've seen 1,000 times probably if you're an avid Marvel Legends collector and have been collecting for the past several years. It's mostly a retired mold now, but sometimes they still get lazy and whip it out. So, yeah, I think he has a pretty standard sizing going on. And Hyperion is a little bigger of a character, but I think it works out. So let's get them out of here and then throw in some movie figures, huh? How about something from the MCU and more of a deluxe kind of figure. Plus he came with Hulk Build-A-Figure pieces, which I'll show you in a bit. Here is the Captain America Brave New World Deluxe Red Hulk. Pretty neat. And then the remake of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man. This is the single-carded version, not the 3-pack No Way Home version. But yeah, these have also been reviewed if you want to check out their reviews, and I think he looks really good with them too, so he'll scale well with these movie Marvel Legends as well. Let's pop them up on out of here and see who else we got. How about we compare him with some Spider-Man classics? Everybody loves Spider-Man, and everybody loves Venom. Here he is with the Hasbro Spider-Man Classics kind of Scorpion Venom. This is Mac Gargan, who he was on the Dark Avengers team with, but Mac Gargan disguised himself as Spider-Man on the team, so he didn't, use this shape. Pretty cool. This Venom could be a little bigger, but let's see him with a bit of a bigger Venom. This is a Toy Biz Spider-Man Classics Eddie Brock Venom. Pretty neat. This is more the size I would want the Mac Gargan one to maybe be. But this guy is too big for an Eddie Brock Venom. His Eddie Brock Venom is a bit more form-fitting. So he's actually too big. He would go better with Marvel Selects. So it's kind of odd that they've swapped the sizes that they need to be. Interesting, though. So let's pull him to the side, Clyde. You as well, Mac. Okay. And then, how about some Japanese figures? First up, an SH Figure Art. Here is the SH Figure Art Spider-Man Homecoming Spider-Man. And I know Peter Parker is a high schooler in that film, but this still seems kind of small to me. Figure Arts is a completely different scale, though, so it does make sense. Then here is the amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Venom. This guy, it doesn't say he's Mac Gargan, at least to my knowledge. The package is mostly in Japanese, but he really does look like a Mac Gargan Venom to me. A bit bulkier than my Western one I showed a little bit ago, or just a second ago. Just a bit ago would have worked too. But still not quite big enough. But there is like a Monster Venom Build-A-Figure, which is currently in storage. A lot of my Marvel stuff is in storage because I moved. I'm selling a lot of it too on eBay and in my physical store. But yeah, I think that Hasbro Marvel Legends scale well with him, which is really all that's required. He scales well with his own line, and that's all he really needs. And here's the left arm of the totally awesome Hulk that he comes with, which comes with an interchangeable fist. I'm not going to buy all the figures to build this guy. I'll probably sell this and then just buy the whole guy on eBay, or buy like something that's most of the parts and keep this. Just depends. We'll just have to see how it equates price-wise. But yeah, pretty cool. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Hasbro Marvel Legends Marvel Boy from the Totally Awesome Hulk Build-A-Figure wave? He's not a bad figure. Watch the paint on the inner thigh. Be careful when you articulate him. As you can see, it'll scuff pretty easy, so be careful when articulating those legs. He's got kind of a funny head sculpt. I'm already over it. I never really had a problem with it. It's just kind of funny. And his accessories are good. I just wish there were more. Seeing the holes in the gun barrel does make me feel that he was supposed to have more accessories, but Maybe they got cut back because he's not a super popular character. They just needed a Marvel to fill out the movie wave. I think this was the Marvel's movie wave, if I remember correctly. And once again, these are cool blasters. He holds them very well. Would have been nice to get some fist hands, you know. But at least my Lightning Collection accessories go in it. So if you have any Lightning Collection Power Rangers that have blaster effects like this, they might work well with him. And of course he scales well with his own line. But that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.